Riaz is somebody who is on public record saying that nothing in this country, uh, in terms of business, in terms of work, whatever, um, happens without proper payoff to proper authorities. Okay. So what he simply means that nothing in this country moves without due corruption.
It is everybody's knowledge. So at this point in time, I really fail to understand that why he has been targeted alone, because there are hundreds of others societies who are working, you see, without legal permissions from the authorities, and many other, you see, from here to Lahore, from Islamabad to Lahore, or from Peshawar. There are illegal housing societies everywhere. Rather, they are eating the agricultural land like monsters.
As you know, Malik Riaz has risen from the ranks. He was a lowly contractor working with MES and etc. Doing work, water bores and etc. at a very low level. And from there, he started making good friends. And the good friends started working together. So he became the front, and the people behind this front were the actual beneficiaries. However, because he's very sharp, ruthless, he kind of graduated to a position or a level where his handlers or his people who were behind him became were left too small, and he became too big. He went into a, a, a deal with the Navy, and he actually um, created the Bahria Town. And from there, when Navy wanted to get rid of him, he went to court, and Navy could not even uh, take back the name Bahria Town, the brand Bahria Town. So that is the background of them. Till I would say 2021, 22, he was very well placed. And I'm talking about till the end of Imran Khan's government. Okay. He had connections in all the right places. And please stop calling it authorities. It's not authority. You should be looking at establishment, which is constituted by the politicians, the civil, and the military bureaucracy. So at that level, you're talking about the top politicians, top bureaucrats, and top military bureaucrats. Okay. He was in very, uh, very comfortable zone, I would say. When, if you recall, his 190 million pounds or something were confiscated by National Crime Agency in UK, and that money was, he did not contest. The money was repatriated to Pakistan.
The entire case of Al-Qadir is depends upon that Al-Qadir Trust, land and development, and Al-Qadir University itself was gifted to the former Prime Minister and his wife, Bushra Bibi, mainly by Malik Riaz, in order to get his money cleaned, which he has received from London, and it is claimed that it is a public money. As far as Al-Qadir Trust case is concerned, there are certain lacunas in this claim. First of all, that money was never a public money. That was Malik Riaz's own money. From Britain, we have not come across any judgment which held that this money belonged to the state of Pakistan. That money belonged to Malik Riaz, and for being Pakistani citizen, that was supposed to come back. But obviously, there is a the way it has been approved, in spite of the objections by the few ministers, that is obviously one of the, we can say that, mistake. But I think when it's the money was not declared public money in UK. It was only that the source of funds could not be established or could not be satisfactory provided in UK. So the money was sent back. It was only, uh, you can say, it was only temporarily frozen by the UK courts, but the entire money was never declared to be the to belong to the people of Pakistan or the state of Pakistan. It was sent back, and rather there was I come across one judgment during the case which said that the arrangement between the court and Malik Riaz, which was essentially the parties, was that the money will go directly to the Supreme Court account, where he was fined about 400 billion rupees, 470 billion rupees for this as a for Malik Kent land, as additional cost. So he was supposed to pay that. So that's why, and his claim is that he got he never it was never a ill-gotten money. It was the money belonged to him.
Well, it's pretty simple. The money that National Crime Agency gathered and they decided to pay back to the state of Pakistan, that money was supposed to go to the treasury of the Pakistani government. Instead, it was adjusted to a fine imposed on Malik Riaz, and that money did not go to the treasury of Pakistan. Rather, it was paid off as the fine which was supposed to be paid by Malik Riaz standalone. But that money was adjusted, and against that adjustment, the Malik Riaz family and businesses, they gave a lot of land to Khan Saab, and that land was registered in the name of a trust to Khan Saab and his wife. And this has been proved that that money which was supposed to go to the state of Pakistan, because it was adjusted for another reason, and he was favored, Malik Riaz was favored, and against those favors, Khan Saab took these lands.
See, maybe it can be obviously, that could be the possibility that he was being asked to become a prover in that case and to commit, especially Bushra, Imran Khan and Imran Khan, for the alleged illegal gratifications and all that. But he stood firm on his in his position, and he never made himself available as a witness, or never participated in that proceedings against Imran Khan. So that is obviously one of the main reasons that he has been targeted, and yeah, I have not been able to see any other reason, because the reasons which have been cited here, they are ongoing. They were here from the past several years.
So I think what happened somewhere along the line, Malik Riaz felt that he was too well entrenched within the establishment, and he tried to play with the outgoing establishment, the Imran Khan period establishment. Now, that establishment, he didn't realize, was gone, dead and dusted. But he thought that he has always been playing chess, and on this chessboard too, he'll win. Unfortunately, he failed. Okay. Now, the incoming establishment, the politicians, the civil military bureaucracy, etc., really hated his guts because he had been funding their opponents. And fortunately or unfortunately, the present establishment is extremely vindictive. They don't mince their words. So Malik Riaz um, was had to face a pushback, and since then he has been on the run, I would say.
Well, I guess the problem started when he decided to run away from Pakistan. And, if he was here in Pakistan and he would have faced these issues, then I think the residents of Bahria Town would not be suffering. So the fact that he is missing, the fact that he is not facing the legal question marks and the legal cases against him, the fact that a lot of payments which are due to him are not being paid, be it the Bahria town itself or otherwise the fines. So these things have built up to such a situation where the government or the related departments are taking actions against Bahria town independently. It's not a policy of the government, or it's not on the agenda of any ministers or the government as such to go for a crackdown against Bahria Town. These are these outstanding amounts and these issues related to those related departments which are pursuing.
Now, in the process, what has happened is that from a position of extreme strength, he's now in a very weak position. Now he's not demanding, he's begging for reconciliation, begging for arbitration, begging for some kind of something. Unfortunately, arrogance prevails, and people tend to forget that the only thing which is permanent in this world is change. The times changes. You and me, have to sit back, relax, and just watch how the time changes and who comes out as a winner. Okay, first of all, he may have siphoned off a lot of money, but there are a lot of assets on ground in Pakistan. Okay. Arbitration, negotiations, discussions are usually take place between equals, between people who have, what you call a win-win situation.
That can be one of the reasons, obviously, that we can. I'm not privy of any developers, but that can be because he has never come up with this direct. You see, if anybody can come up with this, that why he has been compelled, so it's only Malik Riaz who can really, update us or give us some information why he's been targeted. But I think all is in posts if they really belong to him, and for which we have little doubt that they do not belong to him. There is nothing on record which substantiate in very categorically that he has been targeted because of the politically motivated Al-Qadir cases. Though we can read between the lines, but I think it is a high time that he should come up with the reasons also, so that this smoke screen can be clarified.
Well, the government never shuts down any doors of arbitration or making things go easier for the residents of Bahria Town, but there are many loopholes which are left and a lot of fault at Bahria Town's owners. I mean, he was fined by the Supreme Court and he was supposed to pay a lot of those fines in a timely manner, which he has not. So on the legal front, there are many things where he is wrong. Things are lacking, and he is not coming to Pakistan. He is required in a lot of legal matters. So I think if he comes back, a lot of these things can get sorted if he faces them. But if he remains outside the country and does not face his legal issues, then obviously it becomes a concern for the courts and everyone involved how to move forward. So, and apart from that, his business dealing has a lot of question marks attached to it. He has been using a lot of illegal means to get a lot of approvals for his society. So, it's a complicated matter. And how Malik Saab has written in his tweets, it's not that simple. He needs to be back in Pakistan to face the legal question marks against him.
Bahria Town in Karachi, Bahria Town in Rawalpindi, in Lahore, everywhere, is still on ground. People have bought property there. Already, government of Pakistan, I'm sure, at the behest of the establishment, has announced auction of his various properties, assets, etc., etc. Because he has defaulted on literally anything and everything. Every commitment he made to the courts, to the people, everything. So the NAB, the FIA, the anti-corruption, they all have tons and tons of files in it. So the auction part is very easy. So that process going, so I can, for the, okay, who have invested in properties in Pakistan, various cities, I can only say that the masters are going to change, the owners are going to change, the mafias are going to change, but the properties are on the ground will stay. Okay, so they need not worry. They'll be able to cut their losses. I mean, they may not be able to continue with their perceived Ponzi scheme that they'll just double and triple the money. That's may not happen. Okay, unfortunately, a lot of these properties and assets will go under the bureaucratic bus, and you know what the buses do? They crush me.
And let me again repeat that it is not the policy of the government. It is no cell is working on Malik Riaz, that he is being targeted. It is the fact that he is missing and the legal question marks, and that he is unable to answer them, which are leading to these sort of actions.